Okay, so
and then share because you are the author, so
we were going to talk about
you don't have to worry about it.
how friendly, how electronically friendly we want to make the programme. One of the drivers for that was that we wanted to save on the postage to all far-flung countries of the world, to make all the materials available all the time. But we have sort of mixed feedback from students. Some of them treasure the pile of textbooks that they receive and say that they're the sort of, it's part of their joy of the course of having these, seminal texts in their possession. So we have got to think about that. So we didn't want to go, we've been advised that the way to go is to go wholly electronic for people to just do everything on the screen in front of them. But we are particularly aware that in some places in the world, and particularly our agent in the Caribbean, said, they've got a very good mobile technology, mobile network for their phones, but broadband, is usually in the workplace. So we're not quite sure how this is going to play out with their time and space and opportunity to engage with the online interactive activities. So we want to sort of build that mobility into the programme. So what we're exploring on all fronts, legal, technical, educational, it should be in the other order, is to use Kindles. And so instead of having a pile of books, the students will be getting a free Kindle. They'll be getting, we've worked out that it's £120 worth of the books. You'll see a sheet in your pack of the 12 new key texts for the programme that are all electronic. They can be all bought from Amazon. Unfortunately, we can't preload them. We would have liked to have given them a preloaded Kindle as a present from the course, as a gift, these are your materials. We can preload all these materials, and there are some issues with that, with flexibility-wise. We've already got the course handbook on here. We can put any PDFs on here for them to have as well. But they will have to, using a gift voucher, buy these 12 texts.
Why is that?
Because the Kindle will be theirs. And so the books are theirs. And the only way Amazon can organise that is that they register the Kindle to themselves.
Well, can't you register them all to Vanessa to start
No,
with?
no, we can't.
And then transfer the ownership?
No, unfortunately. We had sort of envisaged in an ideal world before we explored Kindles, that would be what we'd like to do. One of the disadvantages is that we already have to break the seal to put on our materials, so it's not quite as... But we're going to get... Christian's already,
I've kindled that idea.
Since we've got this Kindle, this is the basic £89 Kindle, we've had a bit of an explore with this. Since we've been exploring the options, the Kindle Touch, which is the next version up, which is a bit like a sort of bigger, accessible size BlackBerry, because it has a keyboard on it as well. We're just about to purchase one of those because they're only £109 now, which is only the price of another textbook. So I think that's the route that we're going to go down, and we want to send one to one of the tutors in the Caribbean to trial for us over there, to pretend to be a student and to try and troubleshoot some of the issues. We've taken sort of precedent from criminology, who've been using iPads on the legal side, and we're consulting with the head of IT services and the library on the technical side and the sort of the copyright side, because we'd like the students to be able to upload anything onto this, any of the e-materials. And I think we've managed to resolve all those sort of technical issues. What people across the board think about Kindles and having a Kindle will be, no doubt, personal preference. So any thoughts?
Is it usable for anything else besides course materials, or is it in somehow...
Any e-books.
So it's like an ordinary reader as well.
Yeah.
It's an
just
ordinary
an e-reader.
as
It
well.
is an e-reader.
Are your Caribbean people also going to try out an iPad?
We'd have to do what, well, perhaps you'd explain about the MIE experiences.
Yeah, MAIE, we use iPad, but this is only used as an e-reader. However, the whole teaching and learning will be centred on iPad we use for MAIE.
But they've had to raise the fees of the whole programme to take account
To
of the
cover
extra.
the cost.
Partly we haven't gone for it because we don't want to raise the fees, and partly we haven't gone for it because we just want to replace the books. We want to keep the mobility of having a book and taking it wherever. The Kindle Touch, which is the next version, you can annotate much better than this. This you can type into it, you can make notes all the way throughout it, but you have to do it letter by letter. It's quite...
You can access the web though, can't you?
Yes, it's Wi-Fi connected, amazingly, and it's got all sorts of preloaded dictionaries and searching tools. And the new Kindle Touch can also search on a term. So if they're looking for paradigm, if they're that way inclined, they could find paradigm. They could search where it is, and I think there are links. Catherine was trying to explain to me how it was linked conceptually as well. There was some sort of mapping tool in the iTouch.
We had this discussion when we actually had the
Yeah.
meeting, and since then I've actually tried using PDFs on there.
Yeah.
You need to actually really work on the scale and size
Yeah,
of PDF.
that's the big problem. Yeah, exactly. No, if you...
But the same thing in a Word version is fine.
Should we just switch it on just
Not
before
on
we
there.
circulate it? Which is at the bottom.
If you get the choice between Word and PDF on Kindle, Word is a lot more flexible.
Yeah, we found that already just with loading this. You can change the font size on the e-books, but on the documents that you put yourself, it just looks on different parts of the page. So we need to work on that to make it worthwhile putting them on.
But you said okay, there's the iPad version, the Apple version, the PC version of the touch screens that you can get sort of like £120 or so for something about that sort of size, which also allows you then to work using a data stick to actually sort of annotate, to pick up and then put up and drop in quotes and so on using something like the EndNote, is it EndNote? So if you take references and so on, quotes and so on from text and then drop it into your word processor.
The thing is, we're not going to offer any technical support on these. It's going to be a gift to them, as it, we haven't got the administrative or the academic support to deal with any of the technical
storage,
stuff.
isn't it, basically?
Yeah.
And accessibility. And it does work in the sunlight, as I can now.
Yeah, people
the brightest of sunlight.
people said it's very easy on the eye. Yeah.